This is Stacy with Lily Bean Crafts by Stacy. Welcome back. And if it's your first time, thanks for stopping by. So I made this Northern Lights tumbler over a week ago before everything that happened over the weekend. And a friend of mine asked me to make this as a teacher gift for a teacher that loves the outdoors. So I'm going to show you the easiest way that I've learned to make a Northern Lights tumbler. And I'm starting off with a 20-ounce skinny that I got from the Stainless Depot that I've already got prepped and spray painted black. And now I am going in with 10 mLs of my KS Resin Fast Set Epoxy. And I'm just going to go ahead and put this on and let it sit on there for like a minute. And I'm going to put together all the colors that I'm using. Now, I was specifically asked to make this in greens and teals. So those are the colors that I chose for this particular tumbler. And now that I've let it sit for a minute, I'm just taking my heat gun and I'm popping any bubbles. And then I'm going to take this little spoon that I got from Simply Sarah, and I'm just going to start scooping in just a little bit of mica. Now, this color is called Irish Clover, and this is from Simply Sarah. And I'm just holding the spoon over the tumbler, and I'm just tapping it a little bit. I'm just having it so that it falls, and I'm having it fall, go in different directions, one in one angle, one in the other. And once we get all the colors on, I'll explain to you why I did this. Now I'm going in with Java Peacock, and this is one that I got from Woody's Goodies, and it's a really pretty teal color. It's the only like tealy blue color that I put on the entire tumbler. From here, I am going to put on Radical Green from Chase Recreations, and this is a neon green. I feel when you're doing Northern Lights, you got to have a little bit of neon color in there, and this was just the right shade for it. So I'm just going to go ahead and put just a little bit in there. And this came, I ordered her mica pack that it was a full neon. There was like 5 different colors that were in it. And then this last one that I'm going to put on here is also from Chase Recreations, and it's called Eden. And it's a really pretty different shade of green that has a slight bluish to it, but just very, very mild. And I'm just going to go ahead and just tap all of these colors on here, and then we'll get to the next step. Okay, and now I have all of the micas on there, and you might notice that in a couple spots it's really heavy. That's okay. This is where the magic happens. I'm going to take this little silicone brush that I have, and I'm just going to stop my spinner, and I'm just going to start at the bottom, and I'm going to very gently just start pulling the micas up. I went over on an angle there, and I don't know why I did that, but I did fix that. But I'm just going to swipe straight up. And because I had the micas, just kind of like tapped all over the place, some spots are really heavy and some spots are light, but it just has a nice drag to it that really gives that Northern Lights look. And that is a spot right there where it's just really heavy. That's my favorite spot on the entire tumbler. And I'm just going to take this all the way around, and then I'm just going to go ahead and fix where I went on that angle, because it's been years since I've made one of these, and I was just playing with it. And if you have any like black spaces in here, that's totally fine. We're going to be putting in a little bit of like microburst colors to get some sparkle to that. But once you're done with that, you're just going to turn the spinner on and just let this spin for 4 hours until it's completely dry. And then on Etsy, I found a silhouette of just some trees, and I'll try to find the one that I purchased, and I will go ahead and link it. Now this is this particular one that I got, I actually when I put it on my Cricut, I duplicated it and then I put them together. So this is actually two different images that are put together. It's a really easy piece to work with. There's not a lot of weeding that's involved with this. So I'm just going to go ahead and cut this out or weed this out. I did make this 3.5 inches tall. I'm going to be putting some wording on the tumbler and a teacher's name, so I didn't want it to be super high, but I wanted you to be able to really see it when you look at the tumbler. So I went with the width around the tumbler for the two different pieces and then 3.5 inches high for this. And then I'm just going to take my transfer paper and I'm just going to start to apply it. And when you apply this, don't worry about the fact that at the bottom of the tumbler, you're going to see some of the micas. It just kind of bleeds through. But because when I am done with putting another coat of epoxy on, after I get all of the vinyl on here, I am going to spray paint it black. And then once I epoxy it, you won't even be able to tell the difference. So I'm just going to use the hinge method to go ahead and apply this silhouette tree line to this tumbler. I did originally find this technique years ago from Courtney's Creations. I did one a long time ago using the same method and I followed her tutorial, and she just this week came out with another tutorial differently than how I did this one, but I'm definitely going to go ahead and link that in the description for you if you wanted to check out another variation on how you can make one of these Northern Lights tumblers. And feel free to come check out Lily Bean Crafters Community Facebook group if you haven't done so yet. And as you can see at the bottom, you can see a little bit of the green has peeked through. Like I said, don't even worry about that. We're going to spray paint the bottom and you won't be able to see any of that. So I'm just taking my time here. Removing all of the transfer tape very carefully, and then we will move on to the SVG that I found. And I found this really cute SVG when I was on Creative Fabrica. I love the fact that it had the little navigation symbol on there, so that's the one that I decided to go with. I did make an offset of it. So I used, for the actual lettering, I used this bubble-free holographic vinyl that I got from Tech Wrap Crafts off of Amazon. And then I just used a white permanent vinyl underneath that. I really wanted to have the letters just pop. So I'll go ahead in the description and I will put the SVG that I found and also that really pretty holographic vinyl that I used. I'm going in with another 10 mLs of my Fast Set Epoxy. I am now an affiliate for KS Resin. I am using the liquidy split on here. It works really, really well for doing all of my fast work. And I'll go ahead and I'll link in the description my discount code. And I decided that I wanted to add a little bit of sparkle to it. I didn't want the glitter to take over, so after I put this coat of epoxy on, I did save the little bit that I had left over, and I put just a little bit of the Grace Microfine from Chase Ray Creations in here. I wound up not using enough here. I put a little bit on, and I just put it like in the black areas where there is not a lot going on, just so that it can add a sparkle in those significant areas. And I wanted to have control over it. I did not want it in the tree lines or anything like that. So I am going to add a little bit more and then go back in and put it in the exact same spots. And I'm going to let this tumbler then spin for 4 hours, and we will move on to the next step. Okay, and now that it's dry, I did go ahead and I spray paint the bottom. So I just put some painter's tape around the bottom of it where it was showing any green. And then to make my life easier and to save my painter's tape, I just took some saran wrap, wrapped it around the tumbler, spray painted it black, let it sit. And now the bottom of it is finished, and now we can put the final coats of epoxy on. I did sand it down really good, and now I am going in, first of all, with another 10 mLs of my fast set epoxy, my KS resin, and then once that is dry for about 2.5 hours, I am going to go in with 10 mLs of my Flynn Sisters Artist Cure. I'm still using that for now on the top coat. I just don't know if anything's going to compare to that shine, but I'm going to try out the KS resin, and I'm going in with that. I'm going to let this spin for 8 to 10 hours, and then it will be all done. And now that Northern Lights seem like they're going to become a thing again, I am so glad that I was asked to make this and be ahead of the curve. And this is the final product. It is so pretty. Now I want to make another one with all the colors of the Northern Lights. If you like this tutorial, please hit that like and subscribe button, and I'll see you again next week. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.